So this is a video I never thought I would make in a gajillion years, but I am going vegan. Let's take a minute to let that settle in.
And we never thought we'd be making this video, Trisha, not in a bajillion years
Never.
either. This is amazing.
But well done, Trisha.
Yeah, cool. So we're kind of like, this is great, and we're a little bit cautious at the same time because Trisha is a self-proclaimed troll.
Isn't she?
So,
very much like the Hodge twins here on YouTube are also self-proclaimed trolls, and they experimented with a vegan diet for 60 days. And we all got on board, didn't we? We all got excited, we were supporting them and everything like that. And they were saying throughout the journey how good they were feeling and everything. But then at the end of the 60 days, they did a backflip and said, oh no, it didn't really work for us, and you know, that's it.
And we were all like, what happened? So we're a little cautious, Trish,
Yeah.
right? We're like...
And they too had
I don't
seen
know.
some footage about pig
Yeah.
slaughter, which they didn't like, just like Trisha has seen some stuff.
Exactly, that's how it all started for them.
Yeah.
So we want to believe you. We do. We're 100% behind you, but we're like, got our little cautious hats on at the same time, because the danger is that when someone with, you know, a big celebrity following on YouTube says, yeah, I'm doing this and this is awesome, and then they turn around and say, oh no, it didn't work actually, it's like it kind of discredits veganism and a plant-based diet, and everyone that's following them says, oh yeah, I'll try it too. It didn't work. Oh well, it doesn't work for me either. So there's pros and cons that can go either way. But we're going to stay positive.
We are.
We're going to say, yep, this is excellent and this is going to work for you, Trisha. Of course, it's not about of working or not. It's a matter of if you want it or not.
Exactly.
Simple as that.
And Trisha's got a few motivations for going vegan, hasn't she? She's got a music video coming up in a couple of weeks' time, and she wants to lose some weight.
Yeah, so that's the main reason she's doing this, for aesthetics, and that's totally fine. Like, I think the majority of people that come to a vegan diet, to a plant-based diet, are doing it for health reasons.
Exactly, and it doesn't matter why you go vegan.
Doesn't matter at all.
The main thing is that you stay vegan, and that hopefully you make all of the connections throughout your time, like with the health, the animals, and the environment.
Exactly. All right, so Trisha has put this video out. We're going to link it down below so you can go back and watch that to get all the details. And she has asked vegans for help. What are your tips? I want to make this work. Help me out. So here's our response to her with our best tips.
Yeah. So at the end of her video, Trish says, we'll see you in 2 weeks and we'll see if this body has transformed. Now, our alarm bells unfortunately have gone off here because Trisha set this very unrealistic expectation that she's going to transform her whole body in just 2 weeks of eating a vegan diet. And if that doesn't happen, then there's a good chance that she'll simply go, oh, well, I tried it, it didn't work, so I'm just going to go back to eating animal products.
Yeah, she talks about her eating disorders and her yo-yo dieting. So she's done this for a long time. What she wants to do now is eat abundantly and also lose the weight. And that's the way to do it, which is, yes, correct. But you're probably not going to see this transformation in 2 weeks. In fact, you're not. You're really not going to see that, Trish. It takes time to lose weight. You may see some improvement. You may feel absolutely fantastic. You may gain weight. We don't know what's going to happen because weight loss and weight gain have so many factors to consider.
And particularly when we're talking about a short period of time like this of 2 weeks, relative to decades of eating a particular way, which is generally, for most people, an unhealthy diet and lifestyle based around animal products, processed foods, and little exercise.
That's right, and dieting. So Trish, like most people, has been on a diet. She's been yo-yoing, as we said, and so her metabolism has slowed right down. It's out of whack. Her hormones will be out of whack, and so now she's going to eat abundantly. And we don't know if her body's going to say, "Oh, great, I can, let go of all this fat immediately," or if it's going to say, "Well, I'm going to store some of this." So it takes time.
And of course, we need to all remember that weight loss is about more than just what we're eating. Obviously, that's the main thing. But then there's also things like, what are you drinking? Are you hydrated enough? Are you sleeping well? Are you taking any medication? Are you stressed?
Are you exercising?
Exactly. All of those things contribute to weight loss or weight gain.
So she may get through this 2 weeks and not lose anything, but it may not be just because of her change of diet. There may be other factors that she hasn't considered.
Of course, there are as many ways to eat vegan as there are to eat non-vegan. So you could end up gaining a ridiculous amount of weight by eating vegan junk food, for example. What you want to be doing if you're focused on weight loss would be to eat exclusively high carbohydrate whole plant foods. And by that we're talking about fruits, vegetables, whole grains like rice, corn, quinoa, oats, legumes like lentils and beans.
That's your best bet. Now, you don't have to stick exclusively to that. Throw in some pasta, throw in some bread, they're fine. But if you're going to have a diet of vegan donuts and deep fried kale, for example, then you're probably going to gain weight. So it's not just, oh, I'm eating vegan and I can eat, because she said, you know, I can eat as much as I want. Yes and no, depends on what you're eating as a vegan, right? She also shows a lot of fruit that she bought, which is fantastic, some carrots, great. But you don't just want to stick to raw food, Trish.
You want to incorporate cooked food.
Yeah.
So, you know, have your white potatoes, your sweet potatoes, bake those, they're fantastic.
Yeah.
Have your rice and your corn and your quinoa and all of those.
Stir-fried dishes, curries,
Exactly.
soups, you know.
Your oats.
Wonderful.
Yeah, they're going to give you the calories, they're going to give you the energy, and they're all whole plant foods, high in carbohydrates, so they're all slimming foods. So Trish also raises concerns about getting enough protein. Most people think that we need a lot more protein than we actually do. Our protein requirements are actually quite small, and provided you eat enough calories from high carbohydrate whole plant foods, you'll get all the protein you need, because a lot of people also don't know that protein is in all whole plant foods.
Exactly.
So the watermelon and the cantaloupe that you've got there and the grapes that you're munching on, they've all got protein in them. So provided you just eat enough calories from all of those whole plant food sources, you'll get enough protein.
So as we said, Trish is doing this because of her health, her diet. She wants to lose weight, and we said this is completely fine to come to a plant-based diet for those reasons. However, it makes it a lot easier to stick to eating this way when you're actually doing it not just for yourself but for others, meaning the animals who we are no longer eating. So Trish actually has watched some slaughterhouse footage, and she described it in this video, and she was like affected by it. You know, she didn't like seeing the chickens being ground up and the cows being abused. And
but she's got a heart and she's compassionate, like every human.
She was starting to make a connection, which is really good to see. And she needs to continue with this making of a connection, because she says to her audience, you know, don't watch these videos, they're terrible, don't watch them. Watch them.
We have to watch them. And we can relate to this very much, because we were vegetarian for 2 years because we didn't know about the cruelty behind the dairy and egg industries. And then we were almost vegan, eating a predominantly vegan diet for about 6 months after that. But I remember towards the very end of that 6 months, we were in India and we were trying some desserts, and they had a little bit of dairy in them. And I remember us saying, I think I turned to you and I said, sorry cows, but I'm going to have this. Yeah. And that's because we hadn't made the ethical connection. No. We hadn't seen the cruelty.
We knew
in dairy
a little bit because we were apologizing to them, but we didn't see the full thing. It's like, you know, you hear things, but you don't really connect. You don't make that.
And we hadn't let it into our hearts and really felt it.
Yeah.
Felt the suffering of those animals.
Exactly. And once we had, then it's like, oh, I get it. And there's no, question of it.
Well, a few weeks later, we watched Gary Yourofsky's Best Teach Ever, where he included the footage of the dairy cruelty, and we're like, that's it.
That's it. That was easy. So
you have to watch.
You have to watch. It makes it easier for you. It's hard at the time, obviously, to watch them. It makes it easier to stick to a vegan diet. It makes it easier, obviously, to make the full connection and go 100% vegan. So Trish, let that into your heart. Continue watching it if you need to, and always go back to, it's not just about me, it's about these animals, it's about the environment. Watch Cowspiracy. The more of these connections you can make and make this decision not just about yourself, the easier it will be to stick to. The more you focus just on diet, it's actually harder to stick to.
All right, Trish, we want you on Team Vegan.
No trolling.
Eat abundantly of the right foods, high carbohydrate, whole plant foods, and you'll be fine.
Thank you so much for watching, guys. Let's get this video to Trish with all these tips. We're going to post her video down below, so share this with her.
And share your tips for Trish down below as well. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. And remember, until next time, that going vegan is not the most we can do.
It's the least we can do. See you next video.
Bye, guys.
But I think it's bad when you have a bad attitude.
This is great. Arden is aware of the benefits of a vegan diet for health, for the animals, for the environment. It's fantastic. It means that she's